going through the garage today. It's just tough stuff, guys. So nostalgic.
What is up, my squirrels? It's time to get extreme. Whoa! Anyway, today I wanted to share how my family of 4 completed an extreme decluttering. I think you're going to be shocked to see how much we had left. And I then want to share some of my best decluttering tips, so hopefully you can start decluttering your home. You know you need to. Welcome to my channel. My name is Marissa and I am a minimalist mom. I've been married to my husband for about 10 years now. We met at a Chinese New Year party and now we've been together nearly 10 years and we have 2 young boys. We've always been pretty simple and minimalistic, but in the past 3 years, I would say especially, we've been moving further along the minimalism spectrum, which finally culminated in us completing an extreme decluttering of our home. We got rid of almost everything, our entire lives, down to 8 suitcases and moved overseas to Europe. We have 1 bedroom in this apartment and my children share it. We decided to give it to them so that they could be comfortable and have easier access to the bathroom. So you can see it's quite sparse. We don't have much, just a chair, the bed, which we had to childproof because this is not a super child-friendly apartment. I want to share our story with you in the hopes that it can inspire you and some decluttering tips to help you try to maybe become a little bit more minimal yourself as well, even if you're a family. If any of this sounds good to you, what I want you to do is I want you to go down and hit the subscribe button and I want you to subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be sharing weekly tips, tricks, advice on how to live simply and minimally, especially if you're a family with kids. And don't forget when you're subscribing to hit the bell so that you can be notified if I go live or when I share a new video so you can see it right away. There's a lot of reasons, great reasons, why people should declutter. So take a second and think, even get a journal and jot things down. Can I let you in on a little secret? Minimalists clean less. When you have less stuff to clean, you don't spend as much time cleaning. It's awesome. Look what I found inside this toy truck. Oh, lovely. Some uneaten carrots and a quesadilla. I wonder how long that's been there. Less clutter also means less stress for parents and for kids. There have been studies that have shown that children who have less toys actually play more creatively and independently for longer periods of time, which is great as parents. In terms of toys, I thought that we didn't have that many toys to start with. This is what we started with. Then we went to this. And then finally, when we moved, we have this many toys left. Just in case you were wondering if we still have that skeleton fish that was in the title, yes we do, and his name is Yorick. And sometimes he goes to the bus station and on the bus and the train with us here. What can I say? We love this guy. And if you want to ask me why my son is crouching like Gollum in every single picture that you see of him,
I don't know. I honestly have no answers for you. Here's a picture of us eating our food on our last night there with only a couch cushion. My precious Chinese food. Once you've identified your reasons for decluttering, you need to take a minute to visualize what your ideal space would look like. What I like to teach people is to engage your 5 senses. How the heck do you engage your 5 senses when you're thinking about your ideal home? Think about, in your mind's eye, what you notice in your home. Are there things that you have that you don't see anymore? Are there things you don't have that you would like to see? Smell. Why would you smell something? Maybe you smell chocolate chip cookies baking in the background because now that you don't spend as much time cleaning your house, you actually have time to start baking again, which was a passion of yours before. Hearing. Maybe you don't hear as much fighting from your kids. Maybe you even hear the sounds of birds chirping in the background. Visualize in your mind's eye, or take that journal and jot down your ideas about what your ideal home would look like. Actually, this is a great exercise for us to do together right now. I want you to think about what your ideal home would look like, and then I want you to drop me a comment below and describe to me in vivid detail, engaging your 5 senses, what would your ideal home look like, and how is it different from your home right now? One big question that people seem to ask a lot is, should you declutter by category or by location? Let me just say I'm a huge fan of Marie Kondo and the KonMari method, and she's famous for saying to declutter by category. And the 5 categories are clothing, books, papers, kimono, which is the Japanese word for everything else, basically miscellaneous items, and very last, sentimental items. I think that decluttering by category works really well for clothing, books, and papers because those things are kind of easy to gather all in one place. So I did clothing, books, and papers by category, but then everything else I had to do by location. So we started with the top level, our upstairs, and that includes 2 bedrooms, bathroom, and also our laundry room. So I decluttered those all at once. And then the next step was going to the middle level, which included our kitchen, another bathroom, a powder room, and our children's play space, craft supplies, and living room. Finally, the third level was our den and office, which kind of doubled as a storage space, and also the garage, which had tons of stuff in it. Tons. So now that you've got all your items gathered up, how do you decide what to keep? There's a lot of reasons that people keep things that they don't need. Guilt reasons. I spent so much money on this. Isn't it a waste if I get rid of it? Fear reasons. What if I get rid of this and I regret it? Sentimental reasons. Maybe it's something that reminds you of a lost family member. I can identify with that. There's a quote that I like. It says, "Don't let yesterday take up too much of today." And I think when it comes to decluttering, that is such a great quote. If you think that minimalists aren't sentimental and they don't feel these emotions when they're decluttering, I would say that is categorically incorrect.
Going through the garage today, and there's just something so nostalgic about finding your mom's hand purse with a signed note, which was dated just a month or so before she died. And you see that she was shopping for clothes for you. Just tough stuff, guys.
I also lost my father when I was in college after a prolonged illness. I mean, I was going through sentimental clutter that you would not believe. I had cards that my mother received for her baby shower from me. And I was carrying these things around for decades, literally decades, because I felt like I couldn't let go and I was emotionally frozen in the past. And once I started decluttering and I had to address these feelings, it actually really helped me a lot. There's only 2 rules that you need to remember when you're decluttering. Rule number 1, keep things that make you happy. If it makes you genuinely happy, why would you get rid of it?
This is why you don't try stuff on. You take a trip down memory lane. I actually sold my wedding dress after my wedding, which I think was a good call, but I still kept the veil. Do I need this veil? I think I'm ready to let it go.
The second rule, keep things that you need to serve a purpose in your life. My toilet bowl cleaner doesn't exactly toot my horn, and yet I kind of need it. If you're going to be decluttering sentimental items, I would recommend getting a box of tissues in advance. It's hard. Like, if it wasn't hard, everyone would have done it already. It's okay to feel sadness and grief and cry about things. Give into it, and then admit when you don't need something and that it doesn't make you happy, and let it go. I'm coming to you from a place of so much love and understanding when I say I know it's hard and you're gonna feel better afterwards. Step 5 for your extreme decluttering, you can forget about the trash can. Trash can is not an option. I want you to find eco-friendly ways to discard your clutter. Tons of this stuff that people just throw away can either be sold for money, or it can be donated to help someone, or it can be recycled. When you're decluttering, I want you to have some boxes on hand and label those boxes donate, recycle, sell. Selling is my personal favorite way to get rid of things. I have passed on many beloved items to someone else who was absolutely ecstatic to receive it, and it made me feel so good. And as far as clothing, even items that have holes in them can still be donated. I don't know if you guys have heard about the H&M program, but you can take bags of clothing to H&M, even things with holes in them, like my kids' worn out pants, put them in bags, take them to H&M. They're gonna recycle them. It's called textile recycling. And for every single bag that you bring in, you're gonna get a 15% coupon. So you help someone else and you help the planet. It's a win-win. If you want to know more about selling clutter, I'm gonna put a link to a post that I have on my blog down, and I was able to make $15,000 just from selling my old clutter that I didn't want anymore. I'm gonna put that link down below in the description, and you can check that out if you're interested in maybe trying to make some money off of your old stuff. I mean, if you paid money for it, chances are someone else is willing to pay good money for it too. Step 6, now that you've finally decluttered everything, it's time for you to organize it. You want to have a place for everything and everything in its place. When you have so much less stuff and you designate one single place for an item, you'll find that that item very easily returns to its designated space. I know you did not do all of that decluttering work just so you could fill your home with a bunch of crap, right? Step 7 is to be mindful about what you bring into your life in the future. From now on, when you make a purchase, when you look at buying something, when someone offers to give you something for free, I want you to think, do I need this? Is this really going to make me happy? Is this something that I want to bring into my home and take responsibility for in my life? I would say 80 to 90% of the time, you're probably gonna say, no, I really don't need that. My motto is less stuff, more money, and live happy, because what more do you want out of life? I would rather spend my money on experiences and doing things and eating good food than accumulating a lot of crap. So if having less stuff and more money and more time to spend with your family and more happiness sounds good to you, I want you to subscribe to my channel so that you can stay updated. I have tons of great content planned and I cannot wait to share it with you. Hey fam, my name's Marissa and I am a minimalist. I tried to practice the other day and it went horribly. So today I'm just gonna wing it. Woohoo! It's hot.